Hey guys, Eric Oakley here. I get a lot of questions about how I got my backhand form, and as it's been deemed now, the Oakley Pullback. I grew up, just picking up on disc golf and watching videos, and I never really took any thought into my backhand form. I just let it work, and it seemed to work out really well for me. And I stuck with what felt comfortable. The one thing that I think that resembles, the only player that I really resemble is I have a Steve Brinster kind of hop in my throw. And back in the day, I watched a whole bunch of USDGC videos, as a lot of us golfers back in probably like 2006, way back. And seeing Brinster do a little hop before he threw kind of got me where I did with my hop, and it's worked. I never thought about my pullback until somebody started pointing out that it was weird, but going into my head, all I really think about when I'm throwing is getting maximum extension so I can have a good pull through and a lot of snap into my release, which is where I feel like I get most of my distance from. So by getting into that pullback and getting here, I feel like I'm allowing myself to be fully extended backwards, and to now be able to pull the disc through, drive with the elbow, and snap all the way through across the chest. And I don't know, I've gone with what feels most comfortable, and a lot of people have questioned how I throw, think it's weird. I've been compared to, I think one of the comments I saw on YouTube was, I'm challenging Jennifer Allen for the most awkward looking throw, which Jen has a great looking throw. If you've seen it, she's got a bomb, so there's no reason to dog on the way she throws. I don't think there's any reason to dog on the way I throw, and I think people are embracing it, but it's just out of the norm, which is fine, and that works for me, because if I'm able to throw the disc where I need it to, how I get there is just fine. And the one thing we've talked about, I've talked with Eagle and Simon, who we'll talk about flawless form sometimes, and they do it really well. We've talked about that I have a lot of the same things. It's just getting to the final product is different from everybody else. But I have a full extension in my reach back here. Once I get the disc up, and I drive with the elbow, pull across, deep, either across my chest or slightly lower, and then snap all the way through. Yeah, it looks different, but it works, and I like it.
Eric, can you tell us about your win at STEILACOOM?
So Fort STEILACOOM was a great opportunity. It was very weird because I was not necessarily playing that great leading up to it. I had a lot of personal things going on, so my mind wasn't in the right place, but I found a way to kind of get myself in a good spot. St. Jude was the weekend before, and I didn't do as well as I wanted. The course was not in my favor, but it wasn't against me. It was just I wasn't there mentally. It wasn't there. And then leading up to it, I went and hung out with Nate Sexton, Anthony Barella. We went to Whistler's Bend with Eagle and had a blast. But I still wasn't even playing good golf then, and it was crazy. But once we got up to Washington and got to kind of go see the courses, I still didn't even play that well in practice, but I just had a good mindset. There's just no expectations. I'm going to let whatever happens happen. I'm going to have a good time, run with it, and we'll see what happens. I got myself in a good place mentally, and I think that was the biggest thing that allowed me to play as well as I did that weekend. Was I had a good mental game, and I didn't have expectations. Often what I think happens with players is they set a standard that they have to do this. They have to achieve something at the weekend, whether that's win, cash, don't miss any putts inside the circle, anything. I like those goals if they work for you, but I think they can deter you from what you actually are able to do, because you're focused too much on something that isn't just playing disc golf. And I said I had zero expectations going in, and it did well for me. After the first round, I've lucky enough to have played some good golf and shot hot rounds before, so having GBO experience and then a couple other tournaments where I had shot the hot round after the first. It was good to have had those experiences, so when it happened again at Fort, I'd gone and been in the lead and then lost the lead a lot. So this time it was not about losing the lead, because that's all I was ever thinking. Again, no expectations. I just let it happen. So then the second round, I realized that after the second round, I was still in the lead and actually increased my lead. And so I was going the last day, and that was new, because I hadn't made it there the whole time. I haven't gone wire to wire. That was the cooler part, where I will say, the last round, the final round, I was nervous on every single tee shot. I was nervous on every single putt.
Okay.
12 footers, 15 footers, whatever it was, I was nervous. And I think it was a good thing, because I just kind of thrived off that. We had a good gallery of people. I kind of got in my groove of just lots of talking, hanging out, no expectations again, and just enjoyed what I was doing.
Well, congratulations on that A-tier win, and we hope to see many more.
Thank you so much.
Okay.